Final match of the first week of the 33rd Grand Arena season, 3 vs 3, and I'm playing against Fatal. That's also the reason why I'm doing this recording. As you've noticed, I didn't really load up too many videos recently, mainly because I was a little bit, out of the mood because of those dodge data grunts. But I'm still playing, so I just stopped making videos while we're looking here at the defense from Fatal. But I thought, maybe I could just record this because I'm playing mostly on the basis of YOLO. So, I said the defense. I don't scout anymore. Set the defense and then see what happens when I attack. And accidentally, I got into rank number 12 before this match, and so I have a chance to get in the top 10. But I'm not really trying. I'm just playing as I like it. And versus Fatal, of course, you don't only have a great opponent, but also very funny teams, funny in terms of modding, in terms of the data grunts that you're facing. And so this one was a little bit of a gamble already in the first battle of the match. It was not rated with, I believe, 70-ish dodge. I might be wrong, I might not remember it right, but it was quite high, but not 100%, which was good. So I felt maybe Kylo has a stab at it, and I was thinking about a tank instead of armorer, but then I opted for armorer just to get the best gas stacks. But Thrawn, instead of going for armorer, went for Kylo with the fracture, which was a bit not holding me back too much, but still a little bit. So that was unfortunate. And I also made some mistakes. For instance, there was a chance just to swipe on Thrawn instead of roll guard or I sometimes just misplayed in smaller bits, which of course in the age and day of data grunts adds up a little bit. So in the end, especially with the slot with the data grunts, each mistake basically can be your downfall, or each mistake that you make too often or too many. God, English is complicated, sorry, it's not my first language. It just costs you, as you can see. So I'm alone here, only have 2 stacks of Beskar. Still have tank tech on everything, but I cannot get to my ult. So why I'm not looking too hard here, and as you can see, all the crucial hits are dodges, which in the end means there might not even be a chance, as you can see, to take out the sides and have a preload team here. So I was already on the mood of okay, I don't care, I just test things. What happens, happens, and if I lose this match, it's okay, it's Fatal in the end. I lost a match back then in 5s again versus him, but again it was kinda not by too many banners, and I think that was before data grunts. And so now with data grunts, anything can happen, right? And so in this battle, it was kind of a planned 2-shot, if you want to put it like that, because I knew in 5s it works wonderfully. You do Thrawn lead or Vader lead against Marcus, even when he still had his data grun. But in 3s, because there are less targets and they are prone to dying, especially with Talon here, it can be dicey. So you don't really stack up as many dots, as you can see. So I knew it would be, potentially a fail, but I still wanted to try. I wanted to see how far I can get with this. And and once you kill the side, it's essentially game over. Not really game over in the sense that the match is or the fight is over, but you have to use the culling blade or something because you're limited in what you can do. But of course, Vader leads or dots persist, and I still have a second chance with bonus turn after Vader dies. So I had still hope that I at least can take out the side, which just happened here, and maybe with a lucky shot or with some, I don't know, help from above, I could call Marcus. But as you can see, it wasn't the case, and in this case I knew, okay, there are only 2 more chances to stack up more dots, and then I would need to get into Merciless and potentially getting a stab up, calling him. But I wasn't too optimistic at that point, and so I essentially prepared for a cleanup in this case, which of course Marcus by himself, Redrick 9, greatly modded and all Omicrons, it yeah, it can be a hell as well, you know, cleaning this whole thing up. Then I went back to Lord Vader. I just usually take a break when I failed on one team, take a break, go to another fight, and then go back to this one. And here I just wanted to take out the sides. That was the main goal of this counter. Then I kept JMK because he's quite versatile in the things you can do with him, and that's why I kind of liked him on offense. Other than that, I kept a very strong defense. I haven't been full cleared like in a while, and that's also part of the Yodo life, right? So you just put down this very strong defense and see what happens, and apparently it led to me like winning the last 5 matches in a row. So I was in this kind of lucky spot where I am right now. Yeah, and here I have the feeling if I would have waited a little bit longer with the leap and just like got more stacks or like passive stacks from moves from the other Kenobis, in that case from GK, potentially would have helped me to stack up a little bit more my offense and potentially also like take out Lord Vader here. But yeah, it didn't happen, so I at least took out the sides, and so then I could clean up the whole thing with Fennec. That was at least my aim. And this Fennec comp is not ideal because I was gambling a little bit. In this case, just to have even a chance in this match, I was sure I would need to take out Lord Vader. So at the same time, I needed to take out Malgus, and so I was not sure to take Bosk here or even Grief, and so I opted for this comp with, yeah, at least some sort of tank, but as you can see, Fennec died. Bam, couldn't help her, and so I then put use to the bounty hunters, what I was wanting, or what wanted to mention. God, sorry, I haven't done videos in a while, I really feel that right now. So I wanted to clean up this guy, Malgus, with the bounty hunters, and that's why I didn't want to use Bosk or Grief versus Lord Vader. Of course, that could potentially cost me the match. But I was in a state of mind where I was like, yeah, I've lost anyway, right? So why even, you know, play optimally? So I was just playing, again, kind of YOLOing things and trying things. You can see later on other things I tried. Then here was a CLS. This is a North Wall battle, by the way, as you might remember from the defenses. There, I wanted to clear the North Wall so I can at least clear North Wall on chips, and so here I want to take it a little bit more serious, and that's why I didn't go for Iden, because there was some dodge again on this team, and so I felt like Iden, because of all the physical damage the team is doing, might not have the best shot, and so I was opting for Jedi. There's at least a mix of special damage and unresistible stuff and stuns, and so that helps you quite a lot with the dodge, right? So it feels like overkill, but it really, from my personal instinct and from how it went down, it was the right amount of strength. Then there was a fast hero sandwich, or how's the name of this team? I really didn't feel like I need troopers somewhere else, so I just felt like, okay, this is a 350 what's his face, Finn, so troopers have no issue with that. Other options could have been, if I would have left Armorer, would have taken in Bo-Katan, Lead, then Armorer and Candyman, which is a perfect counter for this team as well. You can also use whatever, actually, it doesn't really matter that much. It used to be very frightening, but it's not anymore. Anyway, 57 banners. And then was the Qui-Gon Jinn team, which was very fast, I think. After the lead kicked in, Qui-Gon Jinn was at 379 and same, or 378 for Anakin. My Echo is fast enough, he's 380 right now, so that wouldn't have been a problem, but my tech wasn't lighting up right behind him, so in Freeze that you sometimes have that problem, and so the Jedi would have jumped between my turns, especially because my Hunter would have been too slow for that, and so I was opting for this counter, which is still dicey, because this was a very well modded team, as you would expect from Playbook, and so And it's the first time I'm actually using this team or playing this, so I wasn't sure how to approach it, and just like ended up like in a bit of a button mashing, trying to keep my Django alive as much as possible, trying to keep Mute alive, which is not so crucial because he comes back and can hand out these things here. And I thought there was a shot maybe if you kill Qui-Gon Jinn right now, but I didn't, unfortunately. Now I killed him, but at the wrong time. Like one turn earlier would have been perfectly, but now, yeah, didn't happen. So I lost Newt. Don't have many stacks left from V1. Still have a second life, or bonus life, I don't know how to call it, for Django, but with these hits, as you can see, 300k, 320k. Yeah, something I need to clean up. But at least, you know, it's in a state where it's easy to clean up. But yeah, I wanted to be as efficient as possible in the North Wall, which, of course, now I lost 20 banners. But whatever. Then I wanted to try something funny, like with Hondo and Old Bandit, because I have like one Datacron where there's a little bit of dodge, but not enough, apparently, as you can see, so I lost Hondo immediately. And so I forfeited. Yeah, so 20 more banners gone, South Wall though, so stupid thing. I just, as I said, it was this state of mind of, let's try things, what can happen, you know. Worst thing I lose, and then if I'm going like 2-1, that's also fine by me. Whatever. Then back to the North Wall. Usually I used to use Treya for this, but you need Treya in so many places these days that yeah, just used JKR, and it's of course an expensive counter, but it's also a very good defensive team, I have to say. So it's okay in terms of investment and the outcome. CLS used to work when the Datacron was still active for CLS or for the Rebels, the good old days. But yeah, ever since that got stripped, it can be very dicey with CLS, so I didn't want to try this. And yeah, and the Jedi do the job just fine. You can end up with full banners, depending on how you play it out in the end. You can then, yeah, but also, of course, also lose banners, and I think I got 56 or something. And yeah, what we added, why I took a pause from all things, I had like the last matches in the last 3vs3 season, I faced people while we're looking at the other brain fart here, which was a stupid idea, just trying things, where I just faced people with like 100% dodge and everything, and I felt this is so stupid, why should I even play this game anymore? And then I was not motivated anymore to make videos on it, but at least kept playing. And then in the 5vs5, I also faced people with those crazy dodge crowns, but then I was looking at the things and I figured I could have won these matches if I played minor things differently. And so maybe it's not the Datacrons, maybe it's me who's like, you know, the problem at times. And so I don't want to say that Datacrons are fine. I think they're stupid, at least in the case of the dodge crowns. They are just broken, and I also don't like this endless loop things. Even though they can be fun, but usually they're only fun when you use them for offense, and when your opponent uses them to, you know, off-meta your expensive defensive teams, then you also find it stupid. So in that case, I just felt like, yeah, maybe I just should relax, you know, they're in the game, I cannot change anything about it, so just set a defense, and what happens, happens, you know, you don't win a prize anyway, it's just stupid. And so after my brain fart, where again in the South Wall lost banners, I went back to the North Wall, tried to clear Iden. And because this is like, as you can see, a Relic 9 Short Trooper with a lot of tenacity, one part just fails against this. So I kept Treya specifically for that team. Could have been other options as well, but I felt it was my safest bet in that scenario. And yeah, range is gone, and once Nihilus gets his Annihilate after the fight is game over. But I mean, at this stage is already game over, I believe. My Sith trio is just, I think it's Relic 8. Could be, I was always thinking about the Relic 9 Cyan, but I didn't pull the trigger yet. Maybe at some point if I'm really like feeling it. But yeah, as of now I don't think it was necessary for this, so taking out Iden And then you just like play it down, potentially get some banners back, which always is a bit of a hassle with the Civ 2. Now in this case you can only get back a banner on Cyan because he can recover protection. He's the only one, I believe. So yeah, but auto, you know, that don't really matters. It's just like blink on the clock, and as you can see, he's still taking time. Sure, even though it's just tenacity modding, he's still like beefy. A beefy boy, and great tank overall, but what can you do against an islet? Not much. So then Southwall battle, Darth Revan with the full team using Qui-Gon Jinn. Doesn't look good. Offense down, but still almost like 370k damage. So that was an easy battle. Bad banners, but it was just so funny. These are the things that I like. You know, it's an Omicron. It's fun. Then I still need to clean up this JKL team. I had more. I figured it might be my best bet here. So try to get buff immunity on this guy, and yeah, that was one wasted shot essentially. But now I'm just like going down for JKL after buff immunity is applied and there's no taunt. Essentially just taking out the team. As you can see again, there is dodge involved. But because you cannot evade the things from Maul, it was the safest bet I had here. So terrible banners because it was a second attempt, but for a first try it would have been okay. And then there still was a gas. I was for a short brief moment playing with the idea of using Mompa, but I then thought myself, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I can need Mompa for the back wall if there's, I don't know, a JMK and I can kill the sides of JMK and then Mompa can finish off JMK or whatever. Because I was expecting that there is a JMK on the back wall if I ever get to it, you know. But if I couldn't use Vader here because tenacity modding is the end of Vader versus JMK, Darth Vader that is. And so a lot of Datacrons nowadays, they have either tenacity or potency from the new set. So if you get to like one with crazy tenacity, you can shut down Vader entirely. So and that's why I'm telling you this, I lost my train of thought, sorry. Because of that, I didn't really feel like I need a C for the back wall. If there was a GL, I didn't clear on full clearing, or didn't plan on full clearing anyway, because I didn't hit it in the first two matches. So if I would get a chance against Fatal, then only because I have good defense. And at least clear 3 zones. That is usually the target I have, like clear 3 zones. YOLO it. If it doesn't happen, it's also okay. If it happens, it's nice. And so here we're one step closer. 39 banners. Again, second attempt because I was stupid. And now I essentially gave up hope on this, and this was essentially my last good team that I would feel has a shot at Lord Vader, cleaning him up. And this is, Star Killer. And I had a Grid Cron from the, is it the 5th set? Or the 4th set, like the red ones that are the dodge crons usually. And this is the Grid, so the Empire units don't take that much damage from dots, which is great for survivability of those, at least those two, Mara and EP. Not so good for Starkiller because he isn't Empire, but my hope was he can hang in there, can get to the ultimate, and potentially heal myself, and then just take out Lord Vader. That at least was the idea, and so far it's working. But here it's getting super dicey. Almost gone. He's still there. And here he cleansed himself. Got the ult because I got your ult. So ult is there and I can use it. And then with this counter, I believe, I take out Lord Vader. So the key here was special damage units, crit cron, and the last second cleanse. And this is the back wall, by the way. I have no chance at clearing this with what I have left, given my defense. But at least I killed the front wall and also got the ships. So my goal, if you want to say it like that, was achieved. I can Now wait for Fatal to make a move and only have to clear ships. But before to get to ships, I forgot there was one battle I still had to do, which was the cleanup of Qui-Gon Jinn, or more so the leftovers. Essentially, Cam and Jedi Knight Anakin. But I forgot to record this battle. I only can show you like a visual from the history. I used leftover Inquisitors for that. Easy enough battle, lost some banners of course, but then I got the ships. So Fatal is a little bit like me when it comes to ships, putting down a hard defense or a good defense, but ships I still cheese because I don't want to lose 2 ships. This is like the most frustrating thing that can happen, and so I'd rather like keep my best offensive ships usually for offense, which means I had Executor, I had Profundity, and which we wanted to call Peter on this channel, I believe, and Negotiator. So versus Negotiator, of course, I used, as you can see, Executor, and there is not really much to tell. It's just like, I think you've seen this battle 1,000 times already, played it 1,000 times already, maybe not. Yeah. It's not ideal banners, could have been better, but 74, that's something I take. Then this was interesting home 1 comp with this little fella, TIE Fighter pilot. Yeah, doesn't really matter versus Profundity, so potentially could have won this like even without the tank, but yeah, anyway. So won this, and then we're at Negotiator versus Valis, which usually is a battle where you lose a lot of banners because it's just annoying. It's an annoying fleet. But yeah, it's also no fleet that really stops you. It's just like it takes away a lot of banners, especially this ship here, like Raceman and Falcon. After they do their like spinning trick and then do a lot of damage, take out half your fleet, or at least attempt to, then yeah. Killing it, tanks coming out, not a big problem here. Fight is pretty much under control. Just getting my ult, taking out, not yet, but now taking out a bomber and then taking out this friend here, Pope. 72 I believe, not great banners, but it was okay banner. So this was the before Fatal attacked, 1-4-16, not yeah, terrible banners of course. And then I still wanted to give a shot to the back wall. My goal here, this is like one of the goals, okay, there is no Cat, because Cat was with Rey, so potentially I can take out the sides and then Wampa can kill JMK, maybe not. As you can see, I sped it up because yeah, this battle usually takes a while. But soon I figured, okay, I cannot really build up courage because our friend Snips is in the way, and so yeah, I need a really lucky shot, and my first target here should have been Snips, of course, but it was then eventually Mace because he's also annoying. Has protection, recovery, has all sorts of things, and yeah. I got close in one bit with Padme, but not really in the end. Which was unfortunate. Would have loved to take out at least one side, and you can really like piecemeal this whole thing, and then yeah, Yellow was the best I got. Which with more courage he would have been gone, but wasn't the case. So yeah, didn't happen. And so. Just annoying. Then of course they stack their offense over time and then just take out my team. Then I wanted to try Bad Batch, which is stupid of course, you know, like you need too many tools from the different sets or the different kits that they offer to make it work. So in Freeze there's almost no chance that it works, but I still wanted to give it a shot. But as you can see, bad timing because of the ult made all progress go away, and so I just X'd out. Then there was a Maul team. Wanted to try CLS, which I don't put on defense anymore. It's just too good on offense usually, but here it was a bit like unfortunate. didn't, yeah, couldn't resist. I think there was extra potency on the crown or something like that. So it didn't resist the days, and then, or maybe it's irresistible, could also be, I don't know. Anyway, I lost this one, and then there was Svash. I wanted to at least get out one character, just again piecemeal this, and this is a counter that worked versus different Svash comps. This can work, but I wasn't sure versus this comp. As you can see, it didn't work. So again, a fail, just showing it. And this is the last battle that I'm showing. This is Wampa against Savage, which, yeah, I believe I haven't played it out in my head if there is an angle that could work for Wampa. I just wanted to see if I can at least take out the sides and potentially at some point take out Savage. But because I already told you it's the last battle that I'm showing, might either I clear this team or not. So and yeah, Wampa at least hangs in there, which is nice, which is good to see. But it really comes down to his cooldowns need to be in place, right? You have to have the first special available before he gets too low, or when he gets too low. And one more banner won by taking out B2 here. But if this isn't the case, so if you cannot really time your specials right, then Wampa has no chance. As you can see, just your offense output from those two is just too strong. It also help steal, doesn't really help there. Yeah, so unfortunately Wampa's gone. I lost it, but didn't lose the match. This is the final result. Unfortunately, I didn't make a recording of this. So yeah, I won the match against Fatal. So I'm 1-on-1 versus him, and apparently I'm in top 10 second week, and I don't care really. It's just like nice achievement for myself, but I expect to get my ass handed to myself. So thanks for watching, and maybe see you soon.